Hey everybody, it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's Monday, the 18th of November. Yay! It's Monday afternoon, you guys. We're back into the swing of things. I was away this weekend on a little mini getaway. I realized while I was gone that I really hadn't gone on a true weekend getaway with my best friend from high school for probably 5 years. It was 2019. And we went to go visit my cousin Anne, who is my childhood best friend. I met Anne when I was 10, and she's my third cousin. We met at my uncle Dan's wedding, where I was a little, what I was, I was a junior bridesmaid for that wedding, and Anne came with her parents. And my dad and Anne's mom are second cousins, and we hit it off when we were 10. So she's my longest friend that I've had, and I introduced her to my best friend from high school, Mandy, when we were in high school. And so the three of us, we hung out a lot. Anne would come to visit. She grew up in Chisholm, Minnesota, which is an hour and a half northeast or northwest of Duluth. And so she would come down once a year to visit in the summer. Her parents would bring her down, and then once a year, my grandparents, actually, my grandpa and grandpa Haas would drive up to go visit friends in Canada, and they drop me off on the way and keep going visit their friends, and they come back and pick me up. And so the three of us hadn't been together in 10 years. I think that's what we figured out. It was, wow, it could have even been early. So Anne got married in 2009, we think. It was 15 years ago that she celebrated her 15-year anniversary, and we were all down together for that. She got married down in Fort Lauderdale, and we were thinking that was maybe the last time that we were all together. Oh, we take it back. We got together once in Chicago. So twice in 15 years that all three of us have been together. Where when you're younger, you have the opportunity to see each other a lot more. So it was good. I think we left Thursday, and so we had a half a day Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and basically flew home yesterday. So short and sweet. And if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, my friend Mandy loves to post pictures all the time of what we're doing. So, oh man, and Mandy is a hairdresser to the nth degree, and she does makeup and hair, and she always loves for me to be a guinea pig, and she'll do whatever she wants with my hair. So she did crazy braids and puffy tails and big sticky uppy things, and it's like, okay, anyways, yes, that's what we did. So, and we get all dolled up. So it was nice to get all fancy pantsed up. I definitely took a pair of shoes with me that had a really small heel to see how it would work with my once broken foot, and then it actually worked out good, but it was all good. So it was nice to be home, though, to be with the kittens again. And yeah, so it was a nice weekend away. Got to do that every now and then. I had a few of you that reached out to me and said that you guys get together with your girlfriends once a year or sometimes 3 times a year, and it's good to do those kind of things, and that is true. I feel a little guilty always leaving, but once I'm gone, I feel a little bit better. But you got to get away, right? Especially with the girlfriends. They keep us going. Oh, so that was my weekend, and then I got right back into it. I think I got home here at 9 last night, and I worked on the computer, of course, until whatever time in the morning, and that's how I'm back at it. So hi, Hope. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Angelique. There's Karen. Hi, Nedra and Linda. There's Faye and Randy. Hi, Debbie Gass. Hi, Doris Munson. Hi, Donna Grushki. Hi, Mary. Hi, Jean Maxwell. So while I was away, I did work on emails a bit. My friend Mandy always gets stomach issues and stuff. So throughout the day, she sometimes always wasn't feeling the best. And so then what does Chris do? She goes and works on the computer. So I know some of you I was corresponding with back and forth with classes and all that stuff. And then you guys would yell at me and tell me to stop working. And so I would for a little bit. But it felt good to be able to stay on top of things a little bit, but I do have lots to get caught up on. But I am super excited. If you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, I just sent a monstrosity of an email out. I've had quite a few newbies that have joined me recently, and I've got bees that have been with me that want to get swag. And oh man, I think that email was like a book. And so I worked on that last night. I did not send it before I went to bed because I wanted to proofread it again this morning, but I did get that sent. So if you're on my team, the Be Happy Stampers, you might want to check your emails so that you can see what is all coming up, some updates. how to get into my Inspiration Hive and how to get into my Facebook group and all the good stuff and ordering team swag. So Angelique, you'll have to send me a note to send it to you because I know you will be joining the team soon, and I'm thinking you might want to see the swag and get in on seeing what that is all about. So definitely reach out to me, Angelique, so I can send that to you. So yeah, got that out. That has been on the list probably since October or September to get that email out. So I just said, let's get this done. So that was done, and we're working currently on the PDF for the ink, paper, scissors. It has been proofread. It's been fixed, and I will be emailing that to anybody who registered for that class. And that class, just in case you guys are wondering, is next week, and we'll be making the reindeer fun ink, paper, scissors cards. And this one is a little gatefold like this and opens like that. Oh, there's a gem that got sidetracked. I bet he belongs up there. So that one, and then this one, and somebody opened it up on me and my Velcro dot broke off. So I have to replace my Velcro dot, but we had it set up that a Velcro dot is what holds that shut. And so I'll just have to find a new one of those, and that's that. So this is the PDF we're currently working on. This class is with Diane tomorrow night, and I have it next week, Monday. We still have spots left in case anybody's interested in getting this class. But the class I have this Thursday is the Season of Elegance class, which features these. Hi, Linda Hall. Hi, Maria Gilbertson. Yes, Debbie Gass said it was a huge email. It was. I can't deny it. But hopefully I prepared you for it. In the subject line, I wrote something along the lines of overwhelming. What did I put? I don't remember what I put. I gotta read this really quick to you. What I put. I said, ready for information overload. That is what I wrote, and that is the truth, right, Debbie? There was a lot in there. So this one is your gift card or money holder or a picture you can put in here. This is a little pocket for you, and then it's your traditional card, and that opens like that. So this class, you guys, I have Thursday night online with you, and then in person with a group of gals. I think I have 16 or so signed up for Wednesday night. It's gonna be a full house on Wednesday. So you guys are in full mode of making some Christmas cards. And this one could go Christmassy or not Christmassy. It really is whatever you want it to be. And then this one, if you guys recall, might be, it was from the Escape is your double dipper, was what you might want to call that. And so that one, you guys, I have plenty of space at this class as well. What we're going to be working on momentarily are these 3 cards. This is what we're doing today is Let's Just Stamp featuring Artful Amaryllis. Okay, so that's what we got for in just a moment in time. And yeah, so the PDF is coming. And what else? I'm trying to work on emails, getting caught up on that, and then also just backlog on anything like the Winter Creative Escape is coming up, you guys, in January, and I want to get the email sent out about that. I'm overseeing some swap groups, so I was able to email about the swap groups. Our catalog was given to us. Our new spring catalog launched to us as demonstrators on the 13th, so we could go in and see it, and we are able to pre-order tomorrow. It's earlier than ever before, which is super cool. So if anybody is looking to join Stampin' Up! And you want to get anything from the new mini catalog, you can put that in your starter kit starting tomorrow. Now, you might hold off if you're not anxious to get joined and you want to hold off. They have a great sign-up special in January. I was looking at what it is. It's $30 extra. So it's $155 worth of product for $99. Or you have the ability to pick, there's a stamp set, a specific stamp set, and I don't remember the name of it. My catalog's inside that I printed off. There's a specific stamp set, and there are 2 sets of markers that you can pick, the full marker set. And I think it's a $60 value or some higher amount of value that if you want to get that in lieu of the extra $30. So if you're not anxious to sign up, you could always wait and take advantage of the special that starts in January. And I feel that it's not like January 1st or 4th. It's somewhere around the 7th or something like that. So hi, Tina. Hi, Connie Moore. Hi, Jean Shoot. So good stuff. So just I'll be on the radar for that. And fun stuff. I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if you noticed this, I had this here. So I had the privilege of being able to attend Backstage virtually last weekend. So not this past one, but the one before it. And their gift to everybody who registered was a Kindle. And you guys, I've never owned a Kindle in my life, but the super cool thing is it has Stampin' Up on the back. I bought myself a cover for it, which I thought reminded me of that new Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper. And they had on here loaded 3 books for us: Be Who You Came to Be, Building a Story Brand, and Hidden Potential. And I brought this on the airplane with me, but I did not read it at all. You guys, I slept. Or I worked on my calendar. So, but I thought it was a super cool thing. So they announced the dates for Backstage for next year. So Backstage is for those who are demonstrators who are Silver Elite and above. And you have till May to earn that status. So I know there's a bunch of gals on my team that are striving and have set goals for it. And what's super cool is it's going to be back in Las Vegas again next year. Not that I'm excited about Las Vegas. I could care less that it's Las Vegas, but it's still exciting that it's in person. I don't care where it is as long as it's in person. And they do this event every other year in person. And this last year it was virtual. So Tracy Sorge and Diane Bogenhagen, who are Silver Elites on my team, came over to my house and we watched it together. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't watch it. And so what's super cool is it's in person next year, and it happens to be in Vegas. And so I'm excited because I can piggyback off of next year's trip and stay Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and hang out with my cousin Ann again and get some more bonding time. So yay. Oh yeah. So that's what this is. I just wanted to share that. I really didn't talk about that much last week. I think my brain was focusing on making sure everything got designed and the remodel project. And so you guys, I haven't talked to you for a little bit. I want to share with you a couple pictures of where we're at for the remodel project. For inquiring minds that want to know, we made some progress last week. And there's honey. So the chimney place goes up, or the chimney, like the pipe goes up through the room. And it's super cool because my carpenter could build the countertop around it, which is awesome. Super cool. And so that's what it looked like as of last week. He was working on putting countertops here. So I have here, though, Diane sent me a picture, and because I didn't take pictures when I got home last night, Diane sent me a picture of what it looks like with the trim. So he added the trim around the window. The countertop got put in. So where I'm going to sit and design and create cards is basically this corner over here. And this is going to be my secondary live station for when I do YouTube classes up here. And then this is some extra counter space. And then he got the trim done. The paper cutter is going to go over there, which is super cool. And this is a really long counter that goes on the one side of the room. And those are little closet doors. And I got some cabinets. And so I am super excited. Every day we get a little bit closer to moving back in. I have been displaced since the end of July, early August. I think it was August 2nd that the wall came down and I had no craft room. And living in my guest bedroom in very tight quarters, I cannot wait to be out of it. So that is fun. I have to wait till Tyler gets back because my credenzas are super heavy, full of paper. So I'll have to take all the paper out. And then they're still heavy. And Tyler's going to help me set my credenzas in place and get my desk set up. And then hopefully by next week, we can be designing for the Winter Creative Escape in the new craft room. Super exciting. Oh, yes, it's looking awesome. Yes, definitely awesome. Okay, so let's just stamp. I don't know, there might be other things that I'll talk about throughout class, but I just thought, I know that sometimes you guys like to hear what's going on, so I like to clue you in and fill you in. So the class that we're doing today is called Let's Just Stamp. This is our quasi-beginner's class. It has morphed into sometimes being maybe past a beginner, but we always try to do this class without incorporating a die cutting machine or an embossing machine. Now, it's been kind of hard to not emboss. Yeah, it's really hard because you could crack out your rolling pin and use your rolling pin if you really wanted to do some embossing and you don't have a machine, but you'd have to have embossing folders. But anyways, we try not to use a die cutting machine for this. We try to keep this more basic, but yet still make elegant, pretty cards because there's layers that can be added and ribbon that can be added. And when you're a beginner just starting out with stamping, you don't have a lot of supplies. So we try to do this class to be appealing to somebody who doesn't have a lot of supplies, where you could invest in the stamp set and some inks and you'd be able to make these cards if you want to reproduce the cards. And we always try to focus one stamp set. Sometimes we have to pull in a second stamp set to get words, but we like to look for stamp sets that have focal images. And what's cool, I'm like squirrel diverting here, the catalog just launched for us as demonstrators. So we are going to be putting together what we want to work on with January, February, March, and April classes. So exciting for that. We're going to be putting that calendar together, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So with this one, the Let's Just Stamp, we featured today the Artful Amaryllis. So I'll drop this down and show you the stamp set that we used. It's got basically one focal image, but we made 3 different cards with the same focal image. It has multiple sentiments. And this could be Christmassy or non-Christmassy. So when we designed them, we made 2 of them that could be potentially for not Christmas because it's just green with red. And you guys can make your flowers any color you want. Amaryllis are different colors. And then this one could be also different color amaryllis. And then it would be Christmassy. Now this one we did make Christmassy. And the designer series paper that we used, we pulled it from the Take a Bow or Take a Bow. I guess it just, I don't know. I don't know what they want us to call it, but it's like a bow for making bows. So I think it's Take a Bow. But I always want to say Take a Bow because you take a bow. So it has 3 different colors that are featured in here, Real Red, Granny Apple, and Garden Green. And there were 4 different sheets, and you got 12 of each sheet for this pack. Hi, Sherry Everett. And for this, as long as I have this open, just to remind you, I'm down to 4. And then there was 4. I have 4 of this designer series paper sampler left for the holiday mini catalog. And once I'm done with the 4, then it's gone for good. But what it's great is a little reference tool to help you with what the patterns of paper look like and then also what color cardstocks go with them. So I'm down to 4. We made, I think, 92, if I'm not mistaken. It was 88 or 92. But it was good to get through those, almost through those. So we used a lot of these words for this one. But there's one in here that says a season of wonder and happiness. And that comes from Peaceful Season. And I cannot find my Peaceful Season. I don't know where it is. I'm assuming it's upstairs, but I didn't go look for it. Instead of going and looking for it, what I did is I pulled in a different set here. And I'm going to try to see if one of these other sets of words will work on this one. It's Greetings of the Season is what I pulled in here. So, all right, so that's what we're going to do in a moment. But before we get started, I'm not going to forget to do roll call. Roll call. So thank you to everybody who signed up to get kits for this class for me. I really, truly appreciate your support. We had quite a few that signed up, and you could get this class free with a minimum $50 order, or you could pay for it. And it was $17 plus $6 for shipping. And if it got consolidated with a different class, you might have saved some shipping and paid a little less on shipping, which is so cool. At the current moment, we have 41 people signed up, which is awesome. Diane already did this class in person last week, and I think she had about 8. But I have about 20 sets of this class left. So this one will go into the past classes on in my resources area on my website. So if you're watching this video on replay, you're watching it now, you're watching it next week, you're watching it probably next year, you could probably call me and be like, hey, well, check the resources link first, but then you could call me and say, hey, I see you still have this listed. Can I still get this? And I'd be like, most likely, yes. So I say the names because I want to thank everybody. And also in case you've signed up for this class and I don't say your name, you have an opportunity to hey, get on the phone, get on the horn, call me and tell me you missed me. And I will make sure I get your kit set to you because that happens, you guys. Most of you who know I'm a one-woman person who checks my own emails. I do not have a secretary. I had a lady call me. Her name was Cindy on Thursday while I'm driving to the airport with Mandy. And she's like, you answered the phone. It was Cindy. If she's watching me, she'll be like, that was me. She's like, I wasn't expecting you to answer the phone. I was expecting to get your secretary. And I'm like, I am my secretary. So when you guys call me, I'm the only one that answers my phone. And with that, I don't always have the most prompt, timely responses. I do reply pretty fast overall, but there are some times where I don't reply as fast, and that's how it goes. But you guys are patient with me, and I'm patient with you. So that's how it goes. And so if I miss signing you up, please let me know right away. I have plenty of kits here. I'm not at risk of running out of this one. I can make sure you get your kits. But first on our list is Miss Julie Bierschbach, and I am super excited for this. Tomorrow, Julie is teaching class out in Chilton, and I'm going to her class, and I am pumped for that because I do a lot to provide classes for everybody else, And I'm looking very forward to sitting down in a seat and having all the stuff prepared and ready for me. And all I have to do is bring my toolbox, and I get to make cards tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm making 10 cards. You guys, she's doing like a Stamp-a-Stack card buffet type thing, where it's 10 cards. It's from noon until 4, and I can't wait to go show her my support because she takes a lot of classes with me. But anyways, if you're local, I don't know if Julie has any spots left, but I'm so excited that she just started doing these. So Julie Bierschbach, Angelique McClendon, Lisa LaFramboise, Sherry Everett, Sandy Wicklander, Donna Grushke, Trisha Fagley, Shirley Malarkey, Jeannie Parker, Patty Wright, Karen Wetstein, Jean Terwilliger, Faye Godby, Kimberly Cronauer, Kathleen Ketterman, excuse me, Debbie Stone, Mary Lemke, Karen Skillern, Nedra Dover, Karen Woods, Feline Mays, Pat Fleming, Brenda Cottrell, Hope Toy, Susan Bellamy, Leslie McMinn, Linda Scott, Penny Powell, Karuna, Lori Baxter, Connie Moore, Vera Anderson, Barbara Godby, Carissa Alberts, Laura Sullivan, Lynn Beasley, Julie Block, Nancy Cochran, Kathy King, and last on my list is Sandy Coy Emery. Again, if I've missed your name, please reach out to me. Let me know so I can make it right. I always make things right. That's what I can tell you. I do make mistakes. I am human, and there's a lot to manage, but I do make things right if I make things wrong. So, all right, bunch of you guys are here. We put the stamp back in it on, in it Friday. So where did it go then, Karen? Where did you leave it? I couldn't find it in my online exclusives, or not, sorry, on my mini. Peaceful Evergreens is there, but Peaceful Season is not. So I know you had the stamp, and if you put it in the case, I just need to know where you set the case because I did not see it around. So if you could help me figure that out, then I would use that stamp set. So, all right. So in the description for this video, I do have a link. So the very first time I did this class was July of 2021. So we're going over 3 years on this particular class series that we call Let's Just Stamp. And in the description here, give it a thumbs up. But in the description, I do have a link to a video, a YouTube video. And if you click on that, it'll take you into it. And it says I did an in-depth video that can be found at that link. And it really, I spent about a good hour on the front end of the very first one, talking and explaining. And the great thing about a video is if you do one video, why do another one and another one and another one? Why reinvent the wheel every time? So what I do is I always include that link in this video so that if you're newer, like what do you need when you're a beginner for starting out stamping? And I talk about the 5 core different things like you need adhesives, you need a cutter, you need ink, you need stamps, and you need paper. And then from there, anything else, right? So I did that video and I spent about a good hour talking about all that how to get started. And so you can go out there and watch that at any time. Working on the insides for all of them. Oh, Karen has it. Well, that's why it's not here. Okay. Well, then I am not going to spend any more time looking or thinking that it's around the house. So I'm glad that you're watching, Karen. So, all right. So if you guys want to catch that video, especially if you're newer, or maybe you're not newer and you've been stamping for a little while, but maybe you still want to feel like, am I missing something? You could always go back and watch that video. Okay. So let's flip the camera down. And we're going to start with, I think we're going to start with one of these guys. What is unique about this stamp set is it's 2-step stamping. You have an outline, and then you have these 3 pieces that stamp your inside. So for those that don't like to color, this is one for you. On this one, we did use our colored pencils. And I don't know if you can kind of see, it looks a little bit different shading than that one. And I think I'm going to do that on this. Instead of using colored pencil, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the stamps from the 2-step stamping. So I'll just grab whichever one is on my top pile here. This also has dies that go with it. And we did an Amaryllis card last month, maybe, or maybe it was even the month before. But this is a card that shows what it's like to go over the top and do die cutting and put your flower pieces together. And this was tied in with that same A Season of Wonder and Happiness comes from the Peaceful Season. But here's where the dies are in action, which is nice. So this one we didn't use the dies at all. We only used the stamp set. And then the other thing I want you guys to know too is these are your golden tickets. For those that are taking classes with me, this is what I call your golden ticket. It has the name of the class, it has your name, and it has the date of the class. And that's the date that when I printed the tickets is when it was set for, and it could have changed. Like for the monthly class for November, we had to change the date. So you might just change the date to match that. But this is your ticket to understand if you don't put these cards together now, you have the name for searching through your inbox for the PDF tutorial, which I emailed this out to you guys last Wednesday for those people that are signed up for class. Or you can always go to the date to find the YouTube video. So keep your golden ticket. And let's see what this one is. It is a green base, and you can check to make sure there's nothing in the envelope. And this will be our Christmas-esque one that looks like this. And you'll have your 3 gems in the front. You'll either have, when it comes to gems, you're always like too big and a small or too small and a big. That's how we cut them. And this is embossed. So we generally don't try to emboss, but sometimes it's so hard to not emboss because embossing adds so much to a card. So this is the Painted Textures embossing folder. So that already came done. When you guys get card kits from us, anything that is embossed comes embossed. Anything that's die cut comes die cut, unless it's a focal image. We don't stamp and die cut focal images for you. Here's your little strip of paper, your label for your words. And then you have a garden green with a white mat. And I always tell you guys, dry fit your pieces. If for any reason you want to see more green, you could always trim a little bit of the white. If you want to see more white, then we can't make that happen. But if you want to see more of a border, you could always trim one of the mats, like the inner mat down, just so you know that. This is from the Take a Bow or bow paper. And if you are like, yep, I don't want a Christmas card, you could use this other side and make it maybe non-Christmassy with that stripe pattern. And then you'll have a double matting. I do this class with Diane, and I always, for ink, paper, scissors, and Let's Just Stamp, we double mat the inside. So you've got a real red mat with a white mat for the inside. And one of the things that we decided to do recently in the last 6 months or so is we decided that we're okay with using retired ribbon. We have retired ribbon, you have retired ribbon. It doesn't mean you can't use it. And as long as we have enough to kit up a class, we're going for it because it helps to utilize really pretty ribbon. And I'll be honest, the ribbon selection wasn't so overwhelming this last catalog. There wasn't a lot to choose from. So we needed a red ribbon, and we went and we found there was a red and green combo pack, and this is the red from it. And I believe we did not pull the green, and we used that for a different one recently. But we just put in 5 inches of the real red ribbon for you. And for this one, you want to make sure that you burnish your edge here, because we fold them, but we don't burnish them for you. So make sure you take your bone folder and give it a nice crisp edge. Okay, so we'll get our stamping done. So I already pulled out my stamps, and we need a black for this. We used black. And with this, I gotta turn this off. Hang on. I gotta put it on the vibration mode here. So, okay, we have here a white pad that we have made black by using Memento Reinker. I don't have much success with Memento pads. I use them, but they're not my favorite because I just don't get a good crisp image with them. So I've opted to take, and I honestly can't remember who told me to do this, and I did it, and now a bunch of you have done it, and it just makes the foam pad black. So I'm going to ink this up, and we're going to stamp this flower in the middle of the white here, and then on the inside as well. So let that marinate for a hot second, and we can come back here and see I've got it on the left-hand side for our inside. And so I'm going to grab a little scrap paper. See, it stamps so nice for me when I use that white black pad. So that's what, so when you hear me say white black pad, it's my white pad that has been re-inked with the Memento. We're going to put this flower along the left-hand side, and we'll be good with this for the moment. All right, then we're going to need the garden green, cool beans. So garden green is what we're using for the leaves, and we'll need this back here. And I didn't do my inside on that one, but I'll do my inside on this one because it's really easy. just have to line up. What's nice about photopolymer is you can see exactly where you're stamping and can adjust accordingly. All right, so there's one, and then we'll do this one on the front. If you want it lighter, so different ink pads are gonna do different darknesses. So my ink pad upstairs has a little less ink in it. And I don't know if you can see a difference, but the one on the right is slightly darker. But if you do it at second strength, it might be too light for you. So what you could do is test it out and see what you like better. Generally, like this pad is newer. It just is a little bit darker because of that. As pads get used, the color comes out of them and they get lighter, and that's why you would need to re-ink them. But I'm gonna live with this. So this is what I've got for the garden green. And then we have, excuse me, the flower. So now this is real red, but I wanna test cherry cobbler and real red to see which one looks better. So this is the flower part, and we're just gonna stamp it over here and see what looks better. So yes, this is real red, but this is the cherry cobbler for the flower. I like that. I do like that a lot, but you might consider trying real red too and seeing what real red looks like. I just had a thought that real red is gonna look orangey compared to what I want it to look like. So let's see what it looks like by doing a little test of the public broadcasting system and see which one we like better. I think I'll go with the real red. The cherry is a more robust, but it's just, okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was what I wanted to do. Okay, so we're gonna move the cherry cobbler on out of here. I just had to try that, you guys. When it comes to cotton, and the reason why I needed to try that is because we have colored pencils. And these colored pencils, the real red, you gotta see my real red. This real red, but when you color, my real red looks orangey, and I did not want that. So I definitely, if I'm going to be using colored pencils, I would use cherry cobbler for coloring, and I'll show you. I'm not gonna use colored pencils for coloring, but I'm gonna show you why my cherry cobbler gets used a lot. But if you wanna color with colored pencils, my cherry cobbler looks like that, and it matches that very nicely. So just a thought, and that's why I was testing out the inks too, to see if my ink would look better with cherry cobbler. But we're good, very nice, we're good. And this fits in here a certain way as well. So I hover over the top until I get it lined up. And when you think you got it right, check both of them again, because sometimes you move and there's this little, that's part of this. And I don't know why they didn't just make it all the same, matchy on the same stamp, but they didn't. And so it's two separate stamps, but that's what that looks like. And then we can do our inside as well. But we need to grab this back because it goes off the edge of glory. Right, like this. And then we're gonna do this little guy like that. All right. So then on the inside, I have on here, wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. Love that sentiment. That's perfect. That comes from the Artful Amaryllis. And we did that in the real red. And my object or my item is over here. So I'm gonna, instead of centering this, I'm gonna move it to the right just a little bit. That fits in there nicely. And then on the outside, now this is where we're gonna have to work for it. We have greetings of the season. And so on the inside, we have wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. On the outside, I'm gonna see if Merry Christmas will fit. And if it will, that is what I'm going to go for. Now, the Merry might be too big or tall for this, but it is. Ooh, that fits on there. Now let's see if the Christmas will fit. I think I could live with that. Let me just see here. So they're not combined on one stamp. So if we don't like this, we can always flip it over. But we are going to have the Y go off the M go off the page here. Like that. Merry Christmas. And then we're going to put the Christmas next to it here. And we'll see if this works. I think we'll be okay. And if you don't like that, you can always find something else. But I think that that will be okay. I want to see what else is in here, because the Christmas that matches the font is really big. You know what? Oh, you know what? It might work. Let's try this again. Round 2. Mary is going to come to the left even more. Like that. And then our Christmas is going to be... I wasn't the biggest fan of the two different. So some example in the catalog have that little thing green. Oh! You know why? Because it's buds, probably. It's probably the buds of the newly forming amaryllises. There it is. Okay, I'm happier with that. See, that was not mixing, that wasn't matching good, but I'm good with that. All right, let's close up our inks. And that would make sense. Definitely makes sense. Whenever you have a plant that's blooming, they start off green and then they turn to the color as they open. So we can get glue happy a little bit here. This will be for our inside mat. And then for the white. Perfect. They fit nicely. Kudos to my helpers for helping. I know Karen Wetstein's watching now. You guys could give her some love. She helped cut all the designer series paper in these little strips, and she cut this paper for us, and Rhonda helped with the embossing. And I know that my helpers that kitted, Annette and Rhonda, helped with kitting, my mom and Diane. It was definitely not just me on this one, you guys. So big shout out to my helpers for helping make these kits become reality. And the other thing too is you can decide if you like this on the right or the left. Okay, either way works. So if you picture it on the left, glue it on the left. If you picture it on the right, on the right. So I'm gonna go as the sample is here though, and put it on the right. And I always like to make sure that I'm flush at the top, and that allows me to trim off anything on the bottom. So get yourself straight here. This is perfect. There's not anything that needs to get trimmed off. And then you've got a little bit more liquid glue that can go down. Now, there was no direction to this designer paper. You want to pay attention to that. But I know when Karen cut it, she cut it so that they were going vertical, or I should say up and down. And then this is going to get popped up with dimensionals. Like so. I have it centered top to bottom, and then a little bit more to the left, so you can see the designer paper on the right. And then this guy will need some tear and tape. So you're going to do a little tear and tape sandwich. So the ribbon is on the bottom right hand side, and how I did it is a loop, and a tail. So at about a little more than the halfway mark, you're going to catch that tear and tape. Hi Polly Libby from North Carolina. Make a little loop, catch the tear and tape in the back, and then make a little bit bigger of a loop, and then you can have your tail coming out. So you have exactly 5 inches. This goes across the back to help hold it down, otherwise it comes apart later in life. And while you're holding it, if you want to take your ribbon scissors and trim that little corner off, so that you have an angle. And what I did over here, couple options. You could pop this all up, or you could like do this side flat and that popped up. But I think I'm gonna do a little popping on the left, but that means we need to do a double stuff Oreo on the right because this is already popped up. We don't want it to be going angly. So we're gonna do first level there and then second level over here. And I think we could even stand to have one more first level right there. And I have it so you see a little bit of the green popping out. Like that. So by doing the double stuff on here, that kept this completely even. So you have a single layers here, double layer here. And then you have the green gems. Now the gems, oh Doris, yes, I can definitely include you for this class. The gems are from your earth tone, the sweet class that is the nests of winter or winterly nests. And there's green, there's a corally pink color, and then there was a cream and a whitish one. And so this is the card that uses the green ones. And you got two big and a small, which I would put one of each here, and then whatever other one you have goes right there. Now, when I stamped that, there must have been some sort of a cat fur. And I thought I could let it go. But you know me, I want to use my ink eraser and see if I can lighten it up a little bit. These ink erasers, Stampin' Up! Used to sell them back in the day. They are available on the Amazon, if anybody is interested. I have them here in stock too. I get packs of them. And then if anybody ever needs them added to their class package, they're only $3. And I just add it to your class package. And some people have a hard time with it, but you just got to finesse it. It didn't take it away completely because I didn't want to keep pressing really hard, but it lightened it up a little bit. And then what could you Stella on here? I would stay away from Stellaing the flower because you might end up making it bleed or smear. So what I'm going to do is just go around the edge here of my border here. All right. And I am seeing I have just a little bit. I want to pull that corner up a hair, and I'll call that one good. So there is our Christmas one. So Merry Christmas. Wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. That's what I've got. Wunderbar. All right, that's our first one. Hi, Elaine Schneider. Perfect. So that's one done. And Doris, I know that we emailed a little bit back and forth yesterday. If you want to follow up with the last email, that would be awesome. Letting me know to add this class. That would be great. And also this class, Doris, could be one of your free classes. I think you had a couple orders that you had placed recently and you needed to pick out some classes. So this could be one of the free classes that you get to use from your orders. So let's go ahead and grab this one next. And see, it's our vanilla one. So both of these are vanilla. When there's a Post-it note on here, it means I got something special. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. And this one is the red one. All right, so grab your bone folder and burnish it. Yeah, for those that don't have the Artful Amaryllis, but you still got kits for me, what are you using in lieu of Artful Amaryllis? Now, these gems are the ones that are the creamy ones from the earth tone gems. This we ended up embossing with the exposed brick embossing folder. And this one, we have a little strip here that says "You Made My Day." We'll add that. And then there's a little red strip that is an accent piece behind here. And we've got this already rounded with the corner rounder, so all four corners are punched for you. And then we have the piece of designer paper, which fits onto our Sahara sand. Nope, reverse, basic beige. So we've got that. And then we have your inside matting with your real red and vanilla. And then there's a little bit of the basic beige bordered ribbon, which is still current. So this one is current. With this, all we did is an overhand knot. I just got the Amaryllis sucks. I can't wait to try duplicate what you did. I just got the Amaryllis. I don't think you meant to write sucks. Lane, I bet you meant to say something else. I just got the Amaryllis. And I'm not, I think you meant a different word because you said you can't wait to duplicate what I just did. So I'm curious what you meant to say if you didn't mean to say that. All right, all good though. And what we can do, let's get a little glue happy because we can combine some pieces here. We could glue, and then glue. Figure out which embossed part you like, but make sure to give thumbs up and like this video. Thanks, Elaine, I appreciate that. We definitely do, you guys. I don't know if you watch any other YouTube videos, but liking and subscribing is always a big thing. It helps our videos get shared with more people, and then more people see what we're doing, and it just helps spread the love. Definitely does. And I'm going to add this on here, and then I might as well go ahead and put this one down. And I have the same border on the left, the top, and the bottom. And then let's cover that up, our stripy diagonals with, and add our polka dots to the front here. So that worked out good. Nothing, no reason why we can't do all that. Now for this one, you have a choice to make. Do you like stamping the flower in black, or would you use espresso? Espresso is a more warm color, and I believe that's what we did, was espresso. I'm gonna clean my stamp really quick here. I think I have it out right here. And I'm gonna clean it, and we're gonna go to espresso. Now, if you are not a fan of the two-step stamping with this, and you wanna use blends to color in instead of using the stamp, that also works too. There are some pretty green and red blends. There's cherry cobbler, I believe, is out there. Real red is out there. And I believe, I don't think there's a garden grape, but there's old olive that you could use. So we're gonna go to the espresso though. And grab that. And I think I'm gonna grab another little strip of paper here, a little piece here. So it comes to stamp our inside. I'm gonna keep it on the left, and we need humor, yes. Thanks for sharing, Doris, I appreciate it. We sure do. Oh man, fun times at Richmond High, right? All right, flower down. Now, again, you could go back to using black. Black works too, but espresso is dark enough that at first glance you might not even know it. It is espresso, but I think it's a little warmer. And what we'll do is ink up our flower again here. And put that right in the middle, the middle. And then we're gonna use the real red for our You Made My Day. So I think we're good on brown. And we need to do our two-step stamping. Now on this one, I did use my colored pencils, but because we have the stamps and they fit nicely in the inside, we'll go ahead and use the stamps that work in the inside. Oh, you guys, I forgot too. We've got another class on Friday. So the Stamp-a-Stack featuring a little bit festive is this coming Friday. I think we're gonna push the class to be at 2 o'clock from 1 o'clock, only because I have an amazing group coming in on Friday morning, and they're helping me work on Christmas cards for all my customers and my team. And they're gonna be here at 9, and they wanna work until about 1:30. And then by 2 o'clock, I told them I'd like to get class started because it's gonna take a few hours for class. So just have that on your radar that we might be starting at 2 instead. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Which DSP is that you are using? I am using, it's called Take a Bow or Take a Bow. And it comes from the mini catalog. And it looks like this. Take a Bow. We used this one. We're using this one. And we're using, on the next card, this one. I had a monthly class in the past, and we used, oh, on the other one, you guys, that I just showed you, I'm so excited, this one. We actually used the green one. So that was from the monthly class from October, I believe that was, or it could have even been September. All right, so on to our green action. So this is green. Stamp that right in the middle here. So this is a relatively more inexpensive bundle. If I remember correctly, the bundle is $41 to $42 in the States here. So it's not your normal $50 to $60 bundle, so it's a little bit less expensive, which is nice for the pocketbook. And that's it for that, but we need the red action back here. So let's grab our flower again. Hi, Julie Block. We always say better late than never. The great thing about it is you guys can always catch the replay if you miss class when I'm live. The great thing about it is if you have questions or if you're wanting to ask me anything, I can always answer them because I try to watch the comments like a hawk. All right. And then we have You Made My Day. And that is right there. So I stole the block. I robbed Peter to pay Paul. And now we need a block. So let's put You Made My Day on here. I'm going to stamp it a little bit more to the right because then I can angle off that left-hand side. And then on the inside for this one, oh, I got ink on there. I got thanks on there. So we've got thanks to put on. Perfect. And I'll put that right about there. I like the fonts. This set, I do. If you guys, it's perfect because you can read everything. There, I love the combination of the print with the script. And I like that it's big enough and that you can read it and it's not all squished and small and you can't read it. So that's nice. You're very welcome, Elaine. All right, back to this. We can glue and glue. And all I'm doing here is angling my left side with my scissors. And I'll get that set up to capture that red piece. So you guys, tonight we have mystery card night. I almost forgot about it. I didn't forget about it, but I almost forgot to mention it. So we've got a full jam-packed week for you. I'm like a little bit amazed that I think I'm live with you twice today. Diane's class tomorrow. I've got class Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday. And then Saturday we have a double header back-to-back on the 23rd. So it's a busy week of classes. So what I'm going to do is line up with the left or the right hand side. I want to see a little red margin on the right and on the bottom. And I left that little guy like that. And it kind of came to a peak right at the end there. And then this is going to get popped up with our dimensionals. Jean likes the fonts also. I wish that they had these fonts in a stamp set that was all universal sayings. That would be awesome. I wonder if I get to, when I have the opportunity to work on $1 million stamp set, somebody remind me that's what I want to do. I want some sort of focal images, but I want lots of sentiments with this font. I love this font. All right, and then this guy goes, so this is the opposite of what we did with the last card. We had the DSP here on the left, and then on this side, we need to get a little dimensional on the end to help support that side. And then we'll do a little glue here. So Donna said that she's subbing until 4 Eastern on Friday, so joining late. Okay, so 4 Eastern is 3 my time, and if I start at 2 my time, you'll only miss the first hour, which is primarily going to be the getting everything situated. I bet you any money you'll not miss a lot. So if you work ahead and get all your piles situated and have everything sorted out, you will be in good shape, I think. Because it usually takes me about that hour to get all my, to chitty chat in the beginning, and then a little time to get all of the piles merged with all the pieces. So yeah, that's good. So it's helping you out. It's more beneficial that I wait a little bit on Friday. So I'll send a follow-up too on that, you guys. For those that are taking the class with me, I'll email you to let you know that it's at 2 instead of at 1. And all I did there was add some glue dots or snot dots or non-committal dots underneath my bow. It's not a bow, it's a faux bow. It's my overhand knot bow on the side there. And if you wanted to stella something, you could stella your edging here. Again, stay away from the flower. But you could do a little bit there. You could also do the designer series paper, add a little bit of shimmer to that. And then on this one, you have the gems that are the cream gems. And we have a big and a small. And then whatever your opposite one is can go in that top corner. And we got this guy like that. I usually put them like that, but for some reason they angled this way for me. And there's our second card. Beautiful thank you card. Julie said, I like that you cut the flowers in half and one half looks like a daffodil. Yes, hi Holly Poplo. Yeah, it does. That does look like a daffodil then. All right, yeah, so on the inside, I don't always try to fit the entire thing in there. I try to make it look nestled like it belongs, like it's coming into the page. So there you go. There is our second card. I'm seeing a little bit of ink on my sample card. So again, this is where, now this one might work to show you guys how that works. There's some spots right there, okay? So this is where the ink eraser does come in handy. And so now they're gone there. And so there was Chunky Monkey there. I don't know how that got on there, but just to show you. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Going in, it may not look like it, but I'm going in small little circles. And you have to be very careful when you're using an ink eraser because you don't want to rip or tear the paper. And once you start to take off that top layer, it does look like a divot, but look, I fixed it, okay? Now to the naked eye, you might not see that little dot that's right there, but that came off of there. It does leave it looking like a little slightly frayed, but from when I hold it here, you guys can't see that at all, right? So to the person getting the card, they wouldn't necessarily notice. That's why an ink eraser comes in very handy. All right. So there's that. Now again, you could make it, like if you're good on not wanting more Christmas cards, you could definitely make this into something not Christmassy. Because to me, it doesn't even look that Christmassy. You might have a red amaryllis on here, but you could always change the color, or like it doesn't look that Christmassy because the stems are green by nature. So yay. All right. So there we have, for those that are following along so far, what we've done is we got these two done. And just a note too on my sample here, I did use colored pencils. I would use cherry cobbler and I would use garden green if you're going to be coloring. You could do blends as well if you want to use your blends to color. Fabuloso. Now, the last one is our garden green one. Another one where I have a Post-it note. I don't know why there's a Post-it note, but we'll find out. I don't know if we figured it out the last couple. There's that. Barbara Godby asked a question when using the eraser. I don't see the rest of it. I like the flower with the two-step stamping instead of the colored pencils. I agree. So here, like, I'll bring that back in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about. This one was with colored pencils, and that one is with the stamp. The stamp gives texture. It gives the variation with the light and the dark, and it looks like a wash look, where this is a solid look. And I agree, this looks a little softer and more delicate. So just in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about. All right, just put a little gem on that little blend. Exactly. Gems fix all of our mistakes or issues that we have. All right, garden green for our base on this one. Make sure you burnish it. And then for ribbon, we have 6 inches of the bordered basic beige again. And we have a small amount of linen thread, about maybe 5 or 6 inches. And then these are your gems that, these are tan. They're hard to tell, that I'll be honest with you. The earth tone gems, there's a white and then there's like a cream, and it's very hard to tell them apart. It really is. But these might be the more cream ones now that I look at them. And then these could have been the more white ones. So they're very similar though. This is the birch embossing folder. That's part of that Nests of the Winter. And then you have a little piece of white for your hello, 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 and a little strip of garden green that goes behind it. And then you have the vanilla with the garden green for your mat in the front, your designer paper. And now for this one, if you're not wanting it to be too Christmassy theme, you might opt to either not put the second matte on or figure out a different color. But we did matte the inside with real red to tie in the outside to bring it in if you do want it to be more Christmassy. So just know that if you're not going for the Christmas look on this one, you might just swap this piece of paper out with a different color or just not use it. But on this one, we left the inside blank and we just made it a hello card. And we need to go back to I'm going to do espresso again, because to me the espresso was a little bit softer for stamping the big flower. And so inky dinky do. I love you. Inky dinky do. All right, so there's our big flower. And we need the hello and another flower. So we'll set this off to the side and bring this in. We'll use espresso on this inside one, like that. Let that marinate for a hot second. And Barbara Gobby, oh here, someone taught me to do circles and it helps when using the eraser. I just put your two lines together. I was looking at your comments. That makes sense. Yes, little circles is exactly what I do as well. Perfect, so there's that. And then on this one, we have a teeny tiny hello that is an adorable little sentiment. Great to add to the front of a card. There it is. All right. There's no, okay, then we have the red. Back it up, back it up. We got to get red in here. And we'll come back to the green. So we have our flower on here. I brought back real red. And this gets put right about there. And then our little thing, our peace sign, right? Peace. Word to your mother. All right, this one. Now again, Jean Maxwell said to go and look to see if, because she said that some of them were showing it green, and that's so possibly true. Absolutely, because it could be the bud. So just figure out what you guys want to do. Just remember, they're always your cards, so you can make them however you want. When you get kits from me, you have a starting point to make something amazing, and it's up to you how you want to do it. We always want you to be happy with your end results. All right, you guys got the headshot in there, I just realized. I'm leaning forward. Okay, that's it for the red. Now we go back to some green and do our stems. It does go a lot faster when you have a stamp that fills in the flowery parts. And then one more thing here. On to the last stamping. All right, this just happened. This just in. I was off kilter by a hair. See that? I was missing the top, and the top. It's okay. I could live with it. Or I still have residual ink. I have second strength ink on here. So what I would like to do is line it back up a little higher and get some ink where I missed it. And by getting some ink where I missed it, with this stamp, it filled in over here, it filled in the top, and it filled in the top. It's a little bit lighter, but because of the essence of the stamp, it's a watery wash. No one will ever know that I missed it to begin with. So I didn't go and re-ink again because that would have made it just darker, but I took my second strength ink, I hovered over the top, and I only tried to stamp where I was missing the ink and not the whole thing down. I just kind of went at an angle. Okay, little tip or trick there that you could do that. Wunderbar, I should say. All right, let's get glue happy. I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside. I'm just going to leave it blank because this card will be won by somebody. All right, so we're going to do a little glue on the back of our designer paper, that label, and our mat here. Oh, good. Doris liked that tip. Yes, good, good. So you might have like your first instinct to go get more ink, but you always have to be, with this type of circumstance, it was perfect to just go, just to kind of ink it up at an angle. Oh, so you know what I didn't do here? I didn't kind of dry fit this really well. So I want to see a little bit more green than what I have there. So I'm going to hold tight on that for just a hair. And this fits right in to here. Ooh, and I think I want to see a little bit more there as well. So I should have done this beforehand. I don't know. I must have forgotten to do my dry fitting. But I'm going to grab my trimmer here and try not to get glue everywhere, right? It's always like $1 million objective here. Just going to do a hair. And it went a little crooked. So let's try again. So I wanted to just have a little bit less there. That's what I wanted. So making sure I have the same margin, top, bottom, and left. You guys, even when you're cutting paper at home, it's good. It's always good to dry fit things beforehand. Now for this one, I want a little bit less of vanilla. So I'm gonna do that. And a way to now line this up is take the non-glued sides and try. All right, so my top and my bottom are all good. Now I gotta do my sides though. And I'm gonna go from this side. And I'm trying not to cut where the glue is because nobody likes to cut glue. I'm gonna hold that back together. By putting the unglued sides together is my goal. Now this is crooked, so we're gonna do one more false swoop. All right, now that should be good. So that's what you do if you accidentally got glue everywhere and you don't like the way something fits. Now when I put this down, I think I'm good, except for I'm gonna do a little green off the top here. That's how I would fix that, all right? And not that it was bad, I like to see certain amounts of borders, and that's a way to do it, is to control the size of the mat on the inside or the mat on the outer mat. Okay, we gotta do ribbon. So this is where our tear and tape sandwich comes in. The first two cards, we didn't have to worry about putting ribbon behind, or yeah, tear and tape and ribbon behind the mat. But this one, we don't want to forget to do this. And we need 2 weighting in the wings, and we need 1 on the back side of our hello, hello, hello. All right, so then flip this over this way now. And from the front, I know my tear and tape's back there. So from the front, I eyeball and get the ribbon where I want it. I want to make sure it's straight, of all things, and then not crooked. And then I'm going to use this that's weighting in the wings over here. And you can get that tear and tape the backing off. And then now that you have the tape there, you can go ahead and put glue everywhere else. You don't need to put glue where you just put tape because it's giving you double-sided tape. And then this little guy, you'll run a little bit of liquid glue back and forth there. This will go across like this. I do see a little bit of the green bottom part. So that goes right across the front. And then this goes right on the front of your garden green base. And then we can flip this over. Oops, I had the top off. And this can go, oh yeah, you could have definitely used an adhesive eraser, but did you notice I didn't add more glue to it because there was already glue on both of the sides, so I did not add more glue. The eraser is the same, the one that you used. Oh, you guys are asking questions. Ha ha ha, I get it. So they're correct, Julie. There's an adhesive eraser, which removes adhesive, and there's an eraser that removes ink. So they're 2 different things. And they both, the caddies that you just got from me, for you and Wanda, they fit both of them. There's a little spot for your adhesive for eraser and one for your ink eraser. So I've got that built into your caddy. So you've got room for it. All right, so our inside's in, our top is done. We can do a little popping up here of this flower mat. Like that, I think. Then we're not done though. We have one more thing after that to pop up. And then this will go right onto our card front. something like so. All right, so I had this tear and tape off of here. It makes it look like I did a little bow, but I really didn't make a bow. All I did is I have a tail coming out my bottom, like that, and I brought it up diagonally, and I made a little loop, a little one, and then I brought it back, and I made another little loop, and then I have a little tail coming out. So it looks like I made a bow, but I did not. And you can always adjust these little loops how you want, if you want them bigger or smaller. There's enough. There's not a lot of wiggle room. There's about a 1/2 inch of wiggle room, but what you can do is then take another piece of tear and tape. We should have had one more here waiting in the wings. And then I take a dimensional and I pop up on that side. Now this side, I'm just going to peel back my waxy paper and rip off a little bit of it so that it stays there, and I'm going to put my dimensional there. If I would have taken this waxy paper off, it's going to want to stick there and it's going to want to stick flat. So I want it to be raised up. So I put my dimensionals not where the waxy paper is, and this goes right onto the front of the card, riding over the top of that garden green bar. And now you can trim your little tail. And I think now that's it for dimensionals and cutting. The gems are right here. So I have 2 bigs and a small. So I'm going to do a big there, a big there. Oh man, if that ever happens to you, I took the gem off, but I did not get the glue with it. So all I'm going to do is set my gem right back into it. Did you guys notice my nail broke off? Before the last video I did last week, I had long nails, and this cracked all the way down to there. And so that cracked, they all got cut. So it's a little bit more picky business getting these gems off of here with short fingernails, I'll tell you that. So I went back and I got the glue. You gotta go and get the glue off. So I stick the gem back into it and then pick it up. The glue is not wanting to come off of this guy. So okay, my glue is not coming off at all. It's just, okay, so here's what you could do. I'm gonna put that glue onto the card and see if it sticks onto the card. No, it won't even come off the, I don't know what happened. It's not coming off of there at all. So here's what we do. You take your pick tool, get it off of there, and then put it down. Like this is called card surgery here. And then take your gem. There, that was a work to get that guy on there. All right, pick tools come in handy for those reasons. And then there was one gem left, and it's this little guy. And he'll go on the side. So I got a big and a small down at the bottom, and then I ended up with a big one. That's what happened to my nail too, and I chopped them all off. Yeah. Well, so what happened with mine, Angelique? I went in on July 3rd, I went to have a manicure done by a local lady who just started doing nails. It was a dry manicure. I don't paint my nails. You guys, one of the things that held me back from doing live classes in this kind of a format is because of my nails. Stupid, get this. I pick off my nails. Like I would polish my nails, and as soon as they start to lift up, I would start to pick them. So they would be good for about 3 or 4 days, and then they would start to get picked. And who likes to look at not pretty nails? Not me, right? So I always used it as an excuse, probably like for a year before I actually went live in 2020. So for all of 2019, I had contemplated going live, and I always used my nails as an excuse not to go live. So when I did my first live, I've had not painted my nails since 2020 because I would not do lives if I had to paint my nails, all right? And so I had a dry manicure that was done. And the girl, for a dry manicure, she used a drill. And she drilled around, and what happens when you get a dry manicure is they don't paint your nails. What they do is they clean up your cuticles all the way around. Well, she drilled on this hand so much that it left a divot. You guys can't see it now anymore, but there was a divot in my nails. There's just a little, and I know it's like who wants to look at my nails, but there was a little divot. So they've grown out now. So 6 months worth of growth is that, right? Or 5 months. And so what happened is I had a weak point there, and we went and tried it. We were trying on outfits and stuff like that. And as I was pulling up like nylons, it went and it like caught it right there. And so, yes. So when that happened, I'm like, okay, well, if that happened with that one, it's going to happen with all the rest, because she did the drilling on all my nails. So yeah, so that's what happened. I had a really weak spot from the gal dry, and it looked great for a week or two with having really cleaned up cuticles. But after that, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that to my nails. Anyways, that is from closing my finger in a door when we were working on the remodel project. And so that happened in, I think, August or September. So yeah, so that's growing out too. But yes. So yeah, so that's my story with my nails. And so you guys would never see me if so when I went in to get a pedicure, because I'll get pedicures, she's like, oh, I would love to do your nails. You do your YouTube lives. I could do really fun, cool things on your nails. You could come in every 2 weeks and I would do your nails. And I'm like, like started hyperventilating. I'm like, I don't have time to go get my nails done every 2 weeks. I don't want to pay to get my nails done every 2 weeks. And I would start to pick them off after 3 days, and then my nails would look like crap for a week and a half. And who wants that? That's like high stress level for me, is having my nails, thinking about having my nails be done. So you guys will never, ever, 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 ever see me with painted nails. You'll see me with pretty nails when they grow out, because my nails are fine when they grow out. So did I ever get a shellac manicure? Yes, absolutely. You guys, I have all of the stuff to do. I used to do my best friend is a hairdresser, right? She is into nails, and I got set up where I have my own little heat machine, or whatever you want to call it, the little shellacking, the little box that you put your nails in. I have one of those, and I had all the gel coats. I have all of the things to do my nails myself. I don't have time in my life to do my nails, and it would be great if they would stay perfect for 2 solid weeks, but I don't want to pay somebody to do my nails when I have all of the things to do my own nails here. So yeah, so that shellacking though, Julie, you ask about that. The shellacking, mine, with me doing them myself, they're not professional, right? So after about a week, they would start to lift if I didn't have it properly buffed, or if I didn't do that. But I don't have 2 hours in my life to do my nails every 2 weeks. And thank you, Holly. I appreciate that. And my nails look just fine the way they are, right? So, you guys probably never thought you'd get that nail story out of me. I didn't know I even was going to tell that ever. but yes, my poor little guy broke, and at least he didn't bleed all over the place. Like I caught it, and I cut it at a kitty wampus angle here, and it's a little bit short, but it is what it is, you guys. I have to honestly believe you guys don't care what my nails look like. You really want to make pretty cards and see how the cards are made, and you're not like judging me for my nails, which if you want to, that's okay. I don't care, but I don't think you are. So we've got more important things to do than worry about nails, right? All right. So with that being said, I think we were done, except, and I don't know, we were all done, and I stelled it. It's all good to go. Life is good. We're not hyperventilating because we have to think about getting nails done. So, all right, so what we did is we ended up with, this is called variation on a theme. It's red, green, and then red and green. And we went with the 2-inch strip on all 3 cards. And we have like the boxy rectangle going on. We did not use the dies from it. We have different sentiments. We have a hello, a Merry Christmas, and a thank you card. So we went with that. But they all, they look different and unique in their own way, but they all come together and they look really cohesive. So that's what we were really shooting for this one. You have to take the time for yourself. So I would rather go get a massage or go get a pedicure versus getting my nails done. I definitely agree. You got to make time for yourself, right? You know what I would rather do, you guys? I would rather take every 2 weeks, if I was going to go do my nails for 2 weeks, I'd rather go for a walk and get out and do some physical activity or some push-ups. Jean Maxwell probably remembers 2 years ago when I was trying to do 20 push-ups every morning, and I did it for 3 months in a row. I did 20 push-ups. I'm like, I just got to do something to get the blood flowing in the morning. And then I think I fizzled out after 3 months. I can't remember, Jean Maxwell, how long I did, but we did. She would always encourage me. How many, and ask about how. So that's it. I would rather take time to be more active in my lifestyle than get my nails done. And so yes, but whatever, everybody needs to take time for themselves. That is so true. You guys, what I did this weekend is I got caught up on sleep. Oh, that is something that I don't get a lot of. And especially going into a trip, not enough sleep. But Friday and Saturday, when Mandy, like, she gets stomach issues, she suffers from Crohn's disease. And so if she eats something that has lactose in it or something that causes her stomach, she's usually in bed. And so that's kind of like how she was. And I'm like, I just want sleep. So you guys, I got caught up on my sleep. So I'm a little bit rested, which feels amazing. So, and then I got to get in and work on stuff, and I'm going to keep working for the next few days and trying to get as ahead of the game as possible. So speaking ahead of the game, you guys, we got everything for December designed before I left for the trip. Boom. Okay. We got game night done, which, where are they? Oh my gosh, they're over on the counter. But I'm planning to do a showcase for you, and I'm doing it probably super early compared to normal. And that is because for the month of December, we are kitting everything next week and the following week, and we plan to have everything shipped out. For anybody who isn't on my team, we're planning to have everything shipped out by the 6th. I have my big quarterly team meeting on the 8th. So if you're on my team, we hold your stuff back, and we plan to ship it on the 9th in case you win a team prize, or I have my top 20 gift that's going out. So the team would have their stuff mailed out on the 9th of December, but we're shooting for everybody else for the 6th of December. And so I'm planning to do the showcase. I was going to try to do it tomorrow. Might be Wednesday. So just hold tight. I'm going to be sending an email. I'll create an event on Facebook for it. You'll see it. And so I'm planning to do the showcase between now and Wednesday. And then you guys can start getting signed up for December classes. And so we needed to do that because of early shipping. We have a goal, and I learned this 4 years ago. So 2020 was the year I first started doing lives. And we learned in that December that you can't really mail anything the second week of December because it might show up right before Christmas if you're lucky. So we figured that out in December of 2020, and then starting in 21 and beyond, we've been mailing everything by like that first Friday after Thanksgiving. And that really helps because everybody's mailing all their cards, and the postal system just gets inundated. And so we try to get everything out early. So just know the main question I'm going to ask people when they sign up, in case you guys are listening, about classes for December is game night is that first week of December. I think it's in person on the 4th and online on the 5th. And if you want your game night ahead of time, some people like their stuff ahead. So if you are one that wants game night in time for game night, you have to let me know because it would ship separately than the December packages. I think 95 or 99% of everybody just is like mail it all at once. They want to get one package. And just know that the first class of the month, which is game night, you would get it after the fact. So that's just a little thing on the radar. So you could have it shipped early. It'll just be it'll be regular postage for that class. Whereas if you are getting other things in December, I can consolidate it and give you less shipping. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Angelique said, every 2 weeks is too much for me. I used to do it. Yeah. And some people can go 3 or 4 weeks, but I don't know how they can. Like when you are washing your hair and you're doing dishes and you're doing wet, like stuff with your hands when your nails get wet, that stuff starts to lift off. And so, yeah. All right. We did it. I don't even know. You don't even know. I can make your hands clap. That has been in my head for the last 2 weeks. And Barbara Gubby wants to do the game night. And Donna will message me the December list. Perfect. And Maria says, I'm with you. I bite my nails when they start to change. Yes. Yep, when they start to change. And any up to date on the scavenger hunt? Oh my goodness. I remember the daily push-ups. Yes, Jean, you do. I thought you would. Oh, so, okay. Scavenger hunt. That is going to be, and I keep saying this, Jean, I know I do. It's going to have to happen because the catalog goes through the end of December. So we're going to have that start. That scavenger hunt will be available before the end of December, and we'll run it probably for the month of December so that you have till December 31st to complete it. And then what we'll do is grade them that first week of January. So that's what is going to be, that's what we're going to make happen now. I like today, this week is my week that I finally feel December is designed. Our PDFs, you guys, all of the PDFs are written except for Rose's, which is coming. And we're finally feeling ahead of the game a little bit. Not the game, but ahead of the schedule, right? The game is the cycle of cards and classes, cards, classes, right? Get it all ready. But I think that we're good. And we're excited that we can order stuff out of the new mini catalog tomorrow, and it'll be here by the end of the week. So next week we can start designing for the escape, which is pretty awesome. All right. Donna likes all 3 cards. Take a nice walk. Yes. So Debbie likes the hello colors the best. Okay, very good. I do too. And then ask Wanda about her nails. Okay, Julie, I'll have to do that. Oh, beautiful cards. Okay, so I didn't even have the opportunity to ask you guys which one you like the best, but you're telling me, which is perfect because you guys know I always ask. And let me just see here. I think I can pull from my box. I think I have a box. I have a box over here. I have a box somewhere. I have a box of cards that have some cards that we can give away. Where's the box? Where's the box? There used to be a box, and it used to be right down here underneath my desk. Okay, so it's not there. I have some cards. Oh, here. Duh. It's like right here. Covered up with bags, of course. So I have some winners to announce. We have an ink, paper, scissors, which was, I believe, from April. We'll do that one. And then I have one left in here, which is game night, not game night, the Stamp-A-Stack. We have a live class Thursday and Friday. So I'll save these to do between Thursday and Friday. And then we've got to work on drawing more winners. So, all right. So Tina, I do a scavenger hunt, and I've done it with every catalog since 2017-ish. And I'm very far behind on the holiday mini one. And so that's what we're going to be working on, is we'll get that scavenger hunt published. And so when I have it published, you guys, you'll know. I'll definitely talk about it, and I'll email about it. And just catching, hi, Shelly, I'll watch the replay. Perfect. And you emailed me. Great, great, great. So when you guys comment in a live, we randomly draw winners to get the cards that I make with you. And so I have here, this is the hot air balloons. And I believe it was the ink, paper, scissors that was from April. I want to say April. And so this PDF tutorial is out there, available for purchase. There are no kits left of this class. The actual physical kits is gone. They're gone. But you could always get the PDF tutorial. If you have this product at home and you want to get the tutorial, that one was cool because it went like that. And so I have on the names on the backs of all these, it is questions about the catalog. Perfect. Thanks for answering that, Donna. We'll do drum roll. Da-da-da! This winner chicken dinner. This card goes to Terry Costin from Michigan. Yay. Da-da-da-da. That opens like that. This card goes to Teresa Hutspeth. Yay. Da-da-da-da. Mimi Howenstein. Yay, Mimi. I think Mimi's in California. And then da-da-da. This one goes to Kathleen Ketterman. Yay, Kathleen. Awesome sauce. All right. So the only one I don't have an address for is Miss Teresa Hutspeth. So if you're Teresa or you know Teresa, you might let her know. She has a card coming to her. I just need her address to mail the card to her. Where the rest of these gals, I have your address information. I will mail these out to you. I do have a little pile here. I did not get to these cards before I left, but I know like Ellen Brover here and Cindy Nicolosi, Trisha Fagley. I have Becky Rohr here, Connie, Sherry Johnson, and Donna. I didn't mail these before I left, so I'll add this to my pile of cards, Happy Mail, that need to go out, and that will happen this week. So, yay, congratulations to the stampers. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay, well, you guys, we're going to wrap it up, and I have a bunch of things I'm going to try to work on this afternoon, including mapping out the January through April schedule of what classes we're going to be working with. And then that will mean updating our PDF and updating and creating events on my website for 2025. So that is what I've got for my radar for this week. And in addition to, I'm going to talk to Luann Bartling about getting our scavenger hunt up to date. You guys, I have class tonight. Don't forget, right? We have mystery night at 6 p.m. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go pull my pieces together so I know what I'm making with you guys. Because Jolene helped me pick this one out. So it's super cool. All right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We will see you in a few hours for mystery night. Bye.